Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. It's been so long. We're gonna paint some kitty loafs today. Think New Year's. Think chilling out at home with your cat in your lap. You've got a little orange kitty. You've got a black and white tuxedo kitty. And we are going to paint one of these, something similar. I never paint anything exactly the same twice in a row. So it'll be something like this. I'm actually thinking of doing an orange kitty like this one, but in orange because my dear friend Alexis is coming onto my live and we are going to paint today. And she said she's going to paint too. So hopefully if you would like to paint, I will be going fairly slow on this one. I won't move too quickly. So if you would like to go get some art supplies and paint along with me, you are certainly welcome to. For right now, I'm going to go through the materials that I'm going to be using for today's live. I am going to be using these Fumui brushes. These are from a couple of different sets. You can find the shopping cart below. I have around 8. I have around, basically 3 different sized rounds. I have around 4 and I have around 1. Well, this is more of a detail one. So just to kind of see the differences between the 3. I also have a flathead brush. I almost always like to keep these handy just because they're good for like those unexpected little squared off details. And then I'm keeping my my middle finger brush nearby just for like extended teeny tiny details. These are really good for that. And then today I'm using these paints. They are not linked because they are not currently available in the TikTok shop, but these are Kuretake paints. They're wonderful. They're very creamy. I'm going to be using the botanical set and then this set of 18. And then I am also using these are watercolor pencils from Art Pop. They are a company basically that creates art supplies for Blick, and they're wonderful. I love them. They're affordable and they have really great pigment. So I'm going to be using these watercolor pencils. I will probably be using a little bit of bleed proof white, and then I will be using watercolor Funto journals. And I like them very much. You can paint front and back on them and feel confident that it will not bleed through. Hi, Chels. And so we are going to do something like this guy, but I'm thinking in orange and white. And I'll probably just do it on this side because it's usually pretty good. This is supposed to, I totally did this one upside down last week. Just wasn't paying attention. But yeah, so that's the plan, friends. Happy New Year's. I know it's New Year's for you already. It is very snowy here, and I have a bunch of preteens in my house that are playing, hanging, and doing a sleepover tonight, and they're super stoked for their first up until midnight soda clink. So I might have to pause in the middle of this live today, just a heads up. At about 3:30, my child is getting picked up by a parent to go to somebody else's house for a sleepover. So if I do pause, I will return, I promise. Or at least I plan to. I'm also drinking coffee. All right, so we're gonna start by basically, I'm gonna sketch first. I'm gonna try and do that more this year. I'm gonna sketch this shape for those of you who are intimidated by putting those first colors down. And we're gonna do it on this side of the book. All right, so I'm just gonna grab probably, since I'm doing an orange and white cat, I'm gonna start with this peach. Peach is a really good base for build-up with watercolor because you're not really going to see it too much. My pencil sharpener is so jacked up right now, but it still works. So, all right. So the goal here is I'm going to start with the face, which are these little cheeky parts, the little mouth, the nose, and then we'll build up the face around that. So let's just start with our 2 little cheeky bits. And it does not, we're not looking for perfection here. You can see it's very light, which is absolutely what I want. I'm going to go ahead and put the nose in right above where those would connect. Right there. And then the nose strip is going to go above it, kind of like a slide. Okay. Oh, it looks so terrible. I'm going to go, this looks not appropriate at all, but that's okay. We're going to ignore that and we're going to go ahead and put the mouth in, and then I'm going to start building up the rest of the round face. I do want the round face to kind of tuck underneath the cheeks. What do you need? And I'm going to go around this side. We want some chubby kitty face cheeks, just like that. And then I'm debating on what to do with the hat. So I did this hat on this guy, which was super fun and pretty easy. But on the other one, I did the New Year's hat. I think I'm just going to keep it simple with the other one. I think we're just going to go ahead and do one of these. Hold on just to keep it simple with the other one. I think we're just going to go ahead and do one of these. Hold on just a sec. Hold on just a second. Sorry, I had a text that I had to answer real quick. Okay. Hey, Jules, could you get me my iPad in the kitchen? Thanks. All right, so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to start with the loaf body. I might even want this to be a little bit higher, but we're just going to go with this for now. The nice part about watercolor pencil is you can blend out whatever it is you've done because it is water-based. I'm going to have a paw kind of curl around this way, like this. And then, hi, Kay. And then I'm going to curl another foot, kind of like these. And then we're going to pull this down here. And then this could be a butt or it could be a tail. It's really up to you. Thanks, sweetheart. Just like that. Oh, I don't know. That's weird. At least I had posted it. I posted it in advance, so hopefully that helps. I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to sketch in the hat and then build up the ears around the hat. I really like how that worked here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I think, though, I'm going to go pink on this one. Pink party and gold vibes. Why did I just grab those? Hold on. We're going to go pink on the hat. Let's start off light on that pink. And we're just going to kind of pop this guy up. Just a little bitty rounded off triangle that we're just going to kind of curl like that. It's supposed to be tiny. It's not supposed to look big. And again, if you're sketching along, you can use whatever tools you have. I'm using watercolor pencil because it's my comfort zone. But if you want to use regular pencil, you're certainly welcome to do that. Okay, I'm going to try and do the ears kind of the same way I did these ones. We're going to kind of tuck them in next to the little teeny tiny hat. Like this. And then we're going to pull them down and curl a little bit on the bottom like that. It's funny, when I first do this, it actually gives me dog face vibes. But I think I'll make it work. I'll make it work so it doesn't look like a dog. Oh, who else is here? It has been a minute, Kay. It has. Let's see. Anybody else? Just checking. D. Okay, I think we're good. I think I hit all the comments. Yes, please. Tappy taps, my friends. I certainly don't mind. All right, and then I want to kind of put in the eyeballs now. And I want the eyeballs to be a little bit bigger on this guy. I don't know why, but I do. I want this one to have a little bit bigger eyes. This one got a little bit tiny in the eyeballs, but it worked. I just want these eyeballs to be a bit more vibrant. All right. I think we have the main sketch. So what I'm going to do right now, hi, Chris. Oh, Chris, before I continue, Chris was the one who encouraged me to journal. It's not done, but I'll show you some of my journal because I have it right next to me. And as I usually do, and I'm going to leave this. So if you want to sketch while I'm showing this journal, you guys can go ahead and do that. So as I do with most sketchbooks, I did this upside down. Look at the label on the top because I'm ridiculous. But anyhoodle, I started my sketchbook. Looky. The little Lego guy. I'm probably going to do a walkthrough at some point, but this was us in Nassau, all this, like the moments. I saw pigeons. This was the 2 days at sea and all of the things. Isn't that so cool? Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. And then I did some flowers because I saw some in the Bahamas that were a vibe. So I definitely wanted to do some loose floral work while I was there. And then some of the things we saw in Jamaica, we did see bats in caves. We did an underground cave deal. This statue in the Bahamas was super duper cool. So we did that. And then today I worked on this a little bit. This was when we were in Ocean Cay in the Bahamas. It's a private island for the cruise company. And we did some hangout time there. And my husband and my kids swam with some stingrays, which was super cool. And my kids and husband call them sea flaps. So, but really just a super duper quick little tour. I'll try and do a video of it sometime the next week or so. But I did want you to know. Oh yeah, friend. There was some definite seasickness on that trip. It was real windy the first couple of days. And I thought I was okay. And I woke up the first night and puked my guts out. Too much information, I'm sure, but I totally did. All right. So I'm going to go in with a gold yellow color first for this little kitty. And I'm going to try and leave the chest white and the face white with a little white strip down the face. Kind of like this tuxedo cat, but in orange. And we'll definitely add some stripes and all of those good things. I'm a little tan, just a little bit. My daughter said I tan very well, but I don't usually. But I was also super intentional about sunscreen this time around. So what I'm doing right now is just going in around this little baby and just adding some paint. What did I do here? I'm looking, I'm like, wait. I'm just going to spread it all around. So I'm just going to go in and spread this yellow tone. It's like a umber gold color. I think I'm going to leave the paws a little bit white, the tips of the paws. Maybe there. And just move the paint around with the water. So don't worry about adding tons of paint when you're working with watercolor. You actually want to go in light with the paint so you can build up tone. Right now I'm using a wet on dry technique where basically I'm just putting water and paint to the surface, moving it around. It doesn't become wet on wet until the surface is wet and you add a different tone to your paint, whether it's the same color or another one. So I'm just grabbing some water and spreading that paint around like these. Just like that. Oh, and I just did the whole, I want this paw to be white. So I'm going to lift that out a little bit because I do want this paw to be like a white sock. So I'm just going to lift some of that out a little bit because I want it to be more like this. So I'm just going to blend that in a little bit so it looks a little bit more equal and balanced. Hi, Jay. How are you? Oh, I love crazy cat ladies. Crazy cat ladies for the win. All right, I'm going to go around here. I just picked up some more paint, wet on dry. I'm going to go in here again. This is now a little bit wet on wet because this is already a little bit wet. And just putting some extra paint underneath the face where you're likely to see a bit more shadow. And then behind this line where it's either a butt or a tail, I'm going to go with a butt because it looks a little bit big. Spread that out. I'm going to go add some more water and spread that out a little bit more because it was looking a little bit too chunky in that space. And if you do feel like your paint is a little bit out of control, you can lift the paint with your brush or you can use a paper towel. Both work perfectly fine. You'll have a bit more control if you do it with a brush though. And right now I'm still just going in and adding water. Just like this. So does anyone have any big New Year's plans tonight? Mine is to stay home and hide out from the teenagers that are sleeping here for tonight with my husband, and we are going to watch Stranger Things if he can manage to stay awake. I tried watching it yesterday and he passed right out, though he did have a long drive. He did most of the driving on our way home because our flight got canceled and we had to rent a car, and that was a whole nightmare. All right. For the ear, I'm going to put more of the paint on this side of the ear near the face. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And for anyone who needs me to slow down, I am a pretty fast painter. I apologize for that. But I will post this on YouTube. And then once again, I do have a child being picked up for a sleepover in about 10 minutes. So if I do disappear for a minute or pause, it's just to do a quick bye, see you later, have an amazing day, night, see you next year. Okay. Today's New Year's Eve. Yes, it is. Sorry, I'm going back to the comments now. You better wear it to the party tonight. Is that late? It's late, right? Is it 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time? Is that when you're doing it? It's probably, I think that's when you said you were doing it. You and Aduma are doing 7 o'clock. That would be 10 o'clock for me. Should be okay. I might have you on in the background while my husband and I are watching Stranger Things. I have not been super into this season, being completely honest. So I've been kind of half paying attention. So I'll try and be present. And then tomorrow, guys, I am going live. I'm doing a polar bear tutorial. I'm going to pull this paint in here just a little bit. Just a little bitty bit. And I'm going to spread it around with some water so it fills in this space with like a white but same tone for the white parts of the face. So my kids right now are they're making videos with their friend's device, and they're all doing this big, like, it's very dramatic. It's very dramatic. Well, that's okay. It is creepy. Yeah, I won't tell you anything else, Jay, because honestly, it's hard to keep up a little bit. There's not that there's there's kind of new characters, and it's throwing me off a little bit. Also, my husband can't handle the fact that all of the kids look like adults now. They don't look like kids anymore. And he's like, it's hard for me to buy into the fact that they're not kids. But, that happens all the time in these sorts of things. Chelsea, I love that watching Stranger Things freaks you out or is too creepy, but you're into like real life murder mysteries. That's wild. Everything okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so we've got the body. Heading up?
Setting.
Oh, okay. Got it. Oh, it doesn't freak you out? No, thank you. Let's see. I do like the nostalgia. I do like the nostalgia part for sure. Not as much as Wayne does because he was a teenager during that time. I was just a baby. Okay, I'm going to go in and do the hat now while this is drying. And probably a wine bottle as well. I'm going to flip back and forth here between my paints. I'm going to go in with this real light peachy pink. And because this is watercolor pencil, it will blend out with this paint. Just need to be careful because I definitely painted. Oh, you're not even seeing it right now. Whoops. Napoleon Dynamite. I never got into that. I understood why people did, but it just was never for me. And it's funny because I do like slapstick kind of comedy, which it definitely is. But I don't know. I think I'm more fantasy oriented. I like the fantastical sci-fi kind of stuff. And Napoleon Dynamite is definitely not that. Hi, Bindi. Thank you for the finger hearts. Okay. Hi, Aduma. Of course, kitties. Kitties are precious. Okay. So I kind of got that hat. I want to make it a little bit darker, especially because the line that's right there with the watercolor pencil. I will be using some sparkly paint or paint pens. Put that in there a little bit. And we're also going to add some more realistic shadows to this baby. Okay. Korean sci-fi. Feral Mom, tell me more. Is it like, what was that one super viral Netflix show? Trying to think of the name, but you know, perimenopause, vocab retrieval is not my strong suit. It was the one that was like the game show one. Would you say watercolor is harder to do than acrylic painting? No, I do not. I actually think so. There's a couple of things about watercolor that I like more than acrylic painting. So this is a really good question. The reason why I like watercolor more is it's more fixable in the moment than acrylic is. So if you put down an acrylic brushstroke, you can't pull that back up. Even with some paper towel, that stuff is permanently on there. Now you can let that dry and you can go and repaint over it and it's no big deal. But I am more time, what's the word? Time is more important to me. Like I need to walk away from a painting feeling like it's finished. And I just can't do that with acrylic paintings. I've done some. I do enjoy it from time to time. I've made some very wonderful acrylic art pieces that I'm still in love with. But to sit down and know it's going to take me days to make, to, you know, for me to be proud of it, that's very frustrating for me. So watercolor for me is easier in the sense that I feel more accomplished after a painting session with watercolor. That being said, I also think that watercolor, you can lift paint and move it around as long as you're comfortable with the water on your brush. And that takes time. That's not going to come right away. Whereas I think acrylic gives off the vibe that it's much easier to do to begin with. And maybe it is, but I found watercolor more, I don't know, appealing and forgiving once you realized you could just lift the paint off with a paper towel and start over as many times as you needed to. But that's my own personal experience. I know there are lots of people who don't agree with me on that one. It's about a guy that has superheroes, but only if it's the cash on him, more cash. More. Oh, that sounds interesting. Cashero. It's more positive, not as dark. Ooh. Interested. Definitely going to look into that. Cool. Thanks for sharing. I think I had an idea as to what you meant. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm adding some burnt sienna into the painting and just kind of moving it around to warm up this kitty's little face and body. So the first color I went down with was more of a umber, like a raw umber color. Now I'm going in with a burnt sienna color and adding in shadows. Not in all the spots, but in some of the spots, like around the nose. Because I do want to add some stripes in here. And I do want there to be like shadow lines and building up colors in those areas. And then where this stripe is, I'm just going to blend this out with some water. Just like that. Okay. And this got a little wonky, so I'm going to pull this around and make that a little rounder rather than squared off. It's a little bit bigger than I want it to be. So this side is a little bit smaller, and it's going to be harder for me to widen it out. So I'm going to make this side a little bit smaller as well. And again, I am using a Kuretake paint palette for this one. And then under the nose, I'm adding a little bit more of that warm burnt umber. Uncanny Counters. Okay, cool. I'll definitely look into that. I do love me some sci-fi. I loved Stargate, mostly because it was so character-driven. I'm very into the character-driven. I loved Buffy the Vampire Slayer back in the day. I would get girls in college to watch it with me because I loved it so much. I'm such a dork. What else? I didn't watch Dawson's Creek as much as I watched Buffy. I love Star Wars. I always have. My son and I get all nerdy about it. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Game of Thrones. I love all that stuff. So this one is definitely not my cat. I have a fully black cat. So this one is not it. This one I did on a Facebook Live today, and I don't paint tuxedo cats very often, but I'm super in love with him. He gives off old wise vibes, and I love it so much. This one is more like one that I have, but not exactly. I find I get very nervous about painting something I have, but not exactly. I find I get very nervous about painting something exactly the way I pretended it was something else. So if it happens to look like my baby, that's great. But I feel very intimidated even by my own art time to create actual pet portraits, unless we're intentionally trying to create something that's a bit more whimsical, which admittedly is my style anyways. But all right, I'm going to blend this down a little bit more. It's looking a little too dark. Okay. But when I did say I wanted to round this off a little bit more, like that. Okay. Bye, Kay. Happy New Year. Okay, I'll see you there. No, that's totally fine. I don't mind superficial kind of stuff either. You know what I did not like? I did not like Black Mirror at all. Did anyone ever watch that one? That one was not my favorite. That one was, I don't know. It felt a little too dark for me. I'm going to paint this little baby nose right here. Some of this stuff is still a little bit wet, so if it blends a little bit, that's okay. They do. I actually found myself not painting cats for a while because I couldn't figure out what type of cat to paint or how to paint it. I didn't have a signature style. I still don't when it comes to painting cats. The only style I have is whatever I'm making them in the moment and whatever feels right. And I feel like it's a work in progress, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm not going to be brave yet. I'm going to go in and create maybe blue eyes for this baby. Do I want to do blue eyes or do I want to do brown? Let's do brown. Hey, guys, I'm still going live, okay? No, it's okay. Just wanted you to know. Let's see. What other browns do I have? Oh, let's do this brown. This is more like a green brown. I'm going to do the whole eye in this color. And then we will build up. It's a little too light. That color as we go. But I definitely want like a green brown color for this because of my cat. I have a cat who has like these golden green brown eyes. They're almost orange. Like in certain lights, they're almost orange. The faces are hard. And I think it's because cats are represented in art in so many different ways. It's hard to know what is the right way to capture it without feeling like you're copying someone else's signature style, if that makes sense. Because, I'm at the point now where I definitely should have my own, even when it comes to cats, even though I don't practice them enough. Okay. So there's some shadow up there. I definitely need a bit more shadow in here. Those green blue eyes are going to have to be pumped up a little bit more. This is called a dry brush stroke, when your brush stroke is not super wet. And when you paint with it, it leaves some spots behind. That's not really my intention here, but I'm just going to leave it for right now and let it be. Okay. I'm going to spread this out, and I'm going to get some more water and spread that out a little bit more. Okay. And then I'm going to add this little scoop for the face and a little bit more burnt sienna over here. Okay. So that you can kind of see some of these outlines starting to build up. Now, do you have to go in as precious as me, like with these brush strokes and spreading it out? No. You could do it once, let it dry, go back and do it again. I'm just constantly working because I want to walk away and have this done, you know? It feels better for my brain to walk away with a finished painting. I'm just going to spread this out. Okay. So that is looking better and better. At least I think so. Come down here. But it's all in the details. So if you're not seeing it yet on yours, that's okay. We're going to use mixed media over the top to create some stronger details to give this some more personality. Okay, and then I'm going to spread this out and pull this down. Okay. Now, do I want to hit it with some heat? No, not yet. I think I'm going to start building up some wine bottles and some party decorations and some hats and horns and all that kind of stuff. Yes, I absolutely have, Nikki. I actually have a giant set of paints next to me. The problem that I have is cleaning my palette. So I have palettes like this, right? Like this was from my Paint It Black series. I haven't cleaned it. And so I'm afraid to clean it for fear of losing the paint, but I don't need those colors right now. So I've got a bunch of palettes sitting around that I'm just not using. And sometimes it's just easier to take it out of the paint directly. So yes, I absolutely do. And I think they're lovely. I also think they're very expensive. And I'm not going to push paint tubes for people who can't afford it. Do you know what I mean? Like I love them and I think they're great, especially some of the granulating paints. Those are amazing. And sometimes I use them, but I find these are more convenient to pull out anyways, if that makes sense. I'm going to go into these eyes one more time. You know, I said I was going to do the party favors, but this feels kind of dry, so I want to see if it is. And look, I put green in there, and I didn't even mean to. I wanted to put that gold color, but that's okay, because I'm just going to move that around, and it'll be pretty light, and I can build up some gold detail over the top of these green eyes, even though I was going to do a gold brown. Okay. Let us sharpen up that pink nose just a little bit. Right down. Oops, my brush is not wet. Let's try that again. Right here. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. And I do love doing cats over any holiday. I think it's their expressions. Their expressions are just they're just so darn expressive. They have so much to say in their little faces. It's just so fun. I'm just darkening this spot under the eye a little bit to give it a bit more shadow and definition. I'll end up doing that more with watercolor pencils, but for right now, that'll work good. And then I'm just going to I'm going to add some water where this kind of blended out a little bit. I'm going to blend it a little bit more like this. It got a little scratchy in there with that dry brush technique, and I just don't want that there. And I'm going to come in here and do the same thing. Okay. So much personality. I have 3 cats and they're all very different. The one I'm mimicking this after right now, she is a maniac. Whatever they say about orange cats being a bit of a lunatic is very true, especially with her. But she was wild. Like she came from the outdoors, had lived her entire life outdoors, and we brought her in as a rescue. And she's doing very well. Like I don't worry about her leaving the house, but she's also the first one to attack one of our other pets in the most fun way. She loves it so much, but the other pets are like, not having it. They just don't want to. Okay. All right, let's make some party things. All right, I'm going to do the bottle first. And I'm just dipping it right out of the pan because it's easier for me. I've been doing it on this side this whole time. I'm just going to do it again, I think. It's funny, I never paint the same thing twice, but I do keep some elements that feel comfortable. And sometimes it's the little things, right? Okay. I'm just going to fill this in with water. And I'm not going to put too much heavy paint in this part because I'm going to put a white label on it. Okay. Like that. And then I'm going to go on this side and add a little bit more paint. This is what we call the wet on wet, where the paint is already down and you're adding other tones to build up some color and interest. I'm just going to blend this out a little bit.
Like she was like, it's a guy.
Okay. And if you hear children, they're all watching the videos that they made. We've got a natural movie maker here in the house. She's like a director and a movie maker because she knows how to edit all the things. It's really cute. It is 3:36. I would expect your dad will be here soon, but there's a lot of snow out there right now, so it might be slowing him down, okay?
I'm gonna go grab some more stuff and upstairs.
I'm going to put the little cork on top. Like these. And zoom that in a little bit. Okay. And then let's go ahead and add some horns and things. And because we're leaning into the pink and gold, you're going to see me do kind of like, so over here I did blue and gold. We're going to do pink and gold. So I'm going to do a little horn.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, it's like this. I hope your dad will go speak it tonight. Oh, wait.
I'm going to paint this in.
How's it going, Mom?
It's going.
That looks so good.
Thanks, baby. But I put too much paint down, so I'm going to lift some of this up. Just like that. There we go, so you guys can see it. I don't know what this is. Is this hair? No, that's paint. No, it's cat fur. Isn't that funny? Cat fur when I'm painting a cat. I'm going to lift up some of this. I want this to be a little bit lighter.
It looks like
yes, they can hear you.
They can?
Oh, yeah, they can hear you.
You're making another.
Yep, I'm making another kitty cat.
Kitty cat. Are you going to hope
how many people are
that
on
it
your
turns
line?
out?
33.
Hi, people.
People!
Okay, Scoots, go away. Goodbye.
Guys, what do we do?
Why did I take this?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, don't take the kitty knife.
No, that sounds wrong.
I know. All right, I'm going to come in.
You're saying don't take the kitty knife to kill the kitten.
No kitty knives. They have their own. Okay, so we're going to finish that bottom there. Yep. They're all saying hello, children.
Hi, hello. I don't live here.
No, a lot of them don't right now. We've got about 6 kids here. 6? Yeah, 6. They're from out of town. They're from, one of them is from out of town. She's from Texas. She and her family moved down there last 2 summers ago, I want to say. And so when she comes up to visit her grandparents, she always stops by and we do like sleepovers around Christmas time, which is really fun and nice. Did they? Nice. All right. I'm going to go in yellow first on this little hat. We're going to give him a little stringy puff on top of his hat. And then I'm just going to go around and make some little confetti pieces. Just all over the piece in different spots. And then I'm going to do it in another yellow tone. Maybe this one. No, this one. And all it is it's like confetti or sprinkles. You just throw some in and then you can build up some tone and color with it in whatever way you would like. I'm going to add some pink in there too. Maybe a different pink though. This is squiggles. And then another one of these little confetti bits.
You're really good at it.
Thank you, honey. Okay. And then I'm going to go over this again with some other things. I do want to, oh no, I messed this one up over here. That's okay. I'm going to use that square brush I was telling you about because down here on the bottom, I'm going to do a 2026 little banner. So I'm going to use these pinks and yellows for that banner. So I'm just going to grab, we'll grab this gold tone and we're just going to do a little square like that. We're going to grab a pink that we've been using, this one. We'll just throw that in here. And then a darker pink, like this one. And then when that dries, we'll put in 2026 in that spot. Well, no, we're going to go to this one. This more buff titanium one right there. Okay, and then we'll have a string kind of attaching all of that there as well. The other thing I'm going to do right now, okay, bye honey, is I'm going to use this bleed proof white to make the label over the bottle. And I will have to just step away for just a second to make, I'm going to make this label and then I promise I'm not leaving. I will be right back. But my daughter is leaving to go to her sleepover, my middle child. So I'm going to run away really quickly, say goodbye, and then I'll be right back. Okay. What's it like applying white? Does it show as opaque? It's more opaque than regular white watercolor. So it's not perfectly opaque depending on how heavy you go down, but it's pretty darn close and it is watercolor soluble. So you can reactivate it after it's dried. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm returning. Because I promise I did not leave you forever. Okay. So, oh, the dog always has concerns when somebody walks into a house that does not live here. She has opinions. Always, always. All right. So, as I was saying, I used this. Now, this label is not super opaque yet. I'm going to let it dry and go over it one more time. But it's still better than if I used this paint right here. Okay. This paint is nice for like making lighter tones. Like I'll use it as a mixer to kind of make a tone a little bit more creamy. But I usually use this to add more strict opaque white to something. So like over here on this label, I painted it green first and then put this over the top. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to do some stripes on this guy, but I'm going to do them pretty watery. Hey, Alexis, are you still there? I'm only asking because she said she wanted to paint along with me. Oh, beginner watercolor artist. Don't spend a lot of money. I did, and I kind of regret it. Pick a few art supplies that are going to keep you happy and busy. There are some people that think you should start from the beginning and learn all of the watercolor theory and all of the perfect techniques. I disagree. I didn't start that way, and I feel like I've come just as far by, finding my path and what's suitable to me. So pick a paint palette that you love. I love lots of paints, so you can certainly ask me about any of them if you've been considering them. And then I would also say find a few brushes. Again, don't break the bank. be mindful of what is going to work best for you that way, like financially. I'm more of a middle of the road girly. I like to get supplies that are going to last me a while and also provide me with happiness when I create. Fumui is a little bit more of an expensive brush, but what you want to do is, more than anything, in my mind, is if you can buy a set that gives you a bunch of different brush heads, it'll give you an opportunity to play with different online tutorials and not feel like you have to go out and buy the next supply for each tutorial that you see. So, and don't worry about painting everything in the color the artist paints it in. Paint with what you have. So for me, I would say paints, watercolor paints. These are great sets. But I would get colors where you can mix, but you don't have to. I would say get a set of like 4 to 8 brushes where you get like round brushes and you get a flat head brush. You can certainly look through my shop. There's some really affordable ones in there. Not just the Fumui, not the ones that are just linking to this. There are lots of options. And then find a sketchbook or paper, just regular paper works as well. I would say your best bet is to start with cold press. I think they're the most beginner friendly because they soak in the paint and you're not managing the puddles. Hot press is great if you're doing detail work and ink work. This cold press is better if you're doing very loose, just want to play, figure out how the water situation works. I think cold press is better for that. But there are other people with different opinions. That's just my opinion on it. Good, Alexis. Okay, I was just checking. I don't want to move too fast because I know you're more precious about how you paint. I wish I could be, but I just want to make sure I'm not going too far ahead of you. I'm going back into this bottle and adding another layer, but I'm not painting everything. Oh, also, if you're just starting off, find some free tutorials like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Find access to free and cheap tutorials so you can dip your toe in and not commit to anything. I also would highly recommend trying out some abstract watercolor because it is so much fun to explore and play, and you're more likely to do it. Oh, very cute. Love it. You're more likely to figure out your supplies if you're painting abstract than if you're painting like an object like this. But go with where your heart leads you. Oh, Aduma, that's such a compliment coming from you. Aduma paints the most beautiful bottles and glasses. Like, she does so much amazing detail work. I can't say enough. This is actually turning out really good, though. I'm actually going to add a little bit of gray. I think I have gray over here. Yeah. To the label to give it some shadow right here. Like this. So that's just leaving a bit of white here to match that bottle. Okay. I'm also going to add a little bit of gray or green under the green here where the label is to give it a shadow.
My classmates hate me. Just because I behave in class.
Okay. There we go. It's pretty good. I'm going to pick this up. This is called lifting. Just like that. Okay. All right. So we've got that. I'm definitely going to do something here. Maybe a different color. I think I'm going to use this gold, and we'll see how the gold looks on here. I'm just going to do some real, like, simple strips going across like that. And then I'll do some detail with some sparkly ink in a little bit. Okay. Oh, thanks, Jeanette. I appreciate you. You did? How nice. I love that for you. These paints are Kuretake. I would have linked them, but they're all sold out on TikTok, but you can find them in other online websites. They're pretty accessible. And they're affordable too. Like, you can get this, I think I got this one for $30 and maybe this one for $35 for all those paints. The only thing is they're a bit shallow panned, but I haven't run out of any paints from them yet. So It is. You're welcome. Okay. Let's go in with some, nope, I'm going to do the stripes. I talked about doing the stripes. Let's do that. I'm going to use this burnt sienna for the stripes. Do I want to use this bigger brush? I've been using the same brush this whole time. Isn't that crazy? All right, let's do some stripes. We're going to do some along the side of the face. Now, I am not going in super detailed on this right now. I'm going to build up some detail over the top. I'm keeping the stripes pretty wide. I found that I went in too detailed. It got too messy really quickly and it looked too brush strokey, and I want it to be a bit more transparent. So I'm just going in with a bit more watery stripes. I'm also going to do it over the top. I'll pick up a little bit more paint. We'll creep it in up here. That can be a little bit thinner, but even then, I'm probably just going to go over and wash that out. And I'm going to go ahead and just pull this across a little bit like that. And see, I end up washing out those stripes anyways. I'll probably end up adding with some doodlies, some scribble doodles. Okay. And then in here, I'm going to add some around the arms of this little kitty. And see how that's really thin? I don't like that. So I'm going to go in with some water. And I'm going to try and spread that out. And if it doesn't spread out, get some more paint and make more paint in those areas so that you can build up those colors a little bit more. And that's really super heavy, which I don't like. So I'm going to lift some of that water and pigment off. Admittedly, I'm a little distracted by all the noise in here. Guys, volume, please. Thank you. Okay. So I went in too heavy on that side. So I'm going to try and lessen it up over on this side here. And see, that's still even a little heavy. And this is a problem that I have, generally speaking, is I have a habit of just taking paint out of the pan and not paying attention to those watercolor ratios. That paint to pigment ratio, I just kind of go by feel and hope that it works out. And I really do need to be better about that, or I want to be. I'm just going to pull this down a little bit. Again, it's pretty heavy in there right now, so I'm probably going to lift some of that out. They are. They're also playing Roblox right now, so that's part of it too. They're all excited talking about how they're playing. I think they're probably playing 99 Nights. It's like their favorite one right now. And I'm going to definitely go in with some more detail over this, and then probably some stripes this way. And I'm going to go back in here one more time to add a bit more pigment to these areas. Now notice, when I go back in, I'm not covering the whole space that I put down first. I'm doing little bits so that there's like a faded outline around that stripe. Even in here, like that. Okay? So you can see this kitty is starting to come together, but it's really going to come together soon. Oh my gosh, I use watercolor pencil all the time, Gina. You're going to see me use it right now. So I used it as the base for the kitty. That's how I drew the kitty. And then I'm going to go over it now with watercolor pencil to sharpen up some of these details. I am going to do one more thing though before I do. I'm going to go back into that eye. I'm going to darken that eyeball up just a little bit. Like that. And then spread. And I'm going to probably use pencil on these eyes. I'm definitely going to use pencil for the stripes. I'm going to squiggle on them. I'm going to use pencil for contrast all over this piece. Definitely using pencil. I just want to make sure everything's dry. You don't have to. You can definitely go down wet. But I'm going to dry this up right now so I can just get started without waiting. I bought a set with a dagger brush you like, and I've been playing with it. Do you like it, Suze? Do you like the dagger? Or is it from the NYE set? Oh, thank you, Lisa. It is. Absolutely. Oh, thank you for the roses. So appreciated. I'm just gonna pin. I am back, Vanessa. It's so good to see you. Oh, Christy Rice. Yes, I know who you're talking about. I love her stuff so, so much. So much. Okay, so I'm just gonna pin this sketchbook. I'm gonna touch this and make sure it's all, is it all dry? Dry? Yes. Okay, here we go. So this is where the pencils come in. There are 2 sets of watercolor pencils that are not in the shop. They're not available on the TikTok shop, but they are wonderful, and I would highly recommend them. There are these ones. These are Karst woodless watercolor pencils, but these are like the luxury purchase. They're very expensive. And I only use them because they were gifted to me and I love them. So if you're interested, you can buy them from the website. You can't buy them anywhere else. So this would be one brand that you could definitely look into for watercolor pencils. This is the affordable brand that I just recently came into ownership of, and I love them. Love them. Like, expensive. The last time I checked Aduma, they were sold out on the website, and they were $70 some for the set of watercolor pencils. And I was like, what? Like, I would never spend $70 on watercolor pencils. And there's not, I mean, you get what, 24, but they're like, I think they're earth friendly. Like, there's no wood, like they're woodless, but like this is a company that does a lot with eco-friendly products. And again, love them, but so expensive, which is why I'm going to talk about this one more, and I'm going to use this one today. These are from a company called Art Pop. They are a Blick art supply company, and I love them. They're very vibrant. Their pigment comes off very cleanly, and they don't sell them here because, I don't know, is Blick an American company? I love these so much. Like, they do not disappoint. I'll show you, especially the black. The black is the one I'm always most concerned with because I use black so much. So I'm going to sharpen this up pretty much to the tip because I prefer a very sharp pencil. Yeah. I got them for free and I was like, oh, I'm like, these are so nice. And then I looked them up because someone was asking me about them. I think I had them on a live and I was like, oh my God. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw in the eyeball right now. Now, if you've worked with watercolor pencils before, you know that they are not highly pigmented. They don't show up real easily, but these do. And I'm just going to color this in. And I'm going to color this one in. Now, the size of your pupil is completely up to you. You could do the boba eyes if you wanted, those kitty boba eyes. Or you could do the real, like, sleepy slanted eyes. I'm just going to sharpen up around the eyeball. And then down here, I'm going to curve around that as well. And then I'm probably going to color in those parts where they're not as green. Hi, how are you? And then I'm going to add 2 little nostrils on that nose. And then I'm going to start going in with the brown that I have, which is also like a burnt sepia color, this one. And I'm going to start scribbling inside the stripes because it's the vibe I like. So between brown and black, you will see me using those colors the most in colored pencils. So you can see it's kind of giving off this loose, feathery fur vibe. And I'm going to go around to the tip, and it's scribbly. It's not super perfect. It's kind of a zigzag back and forth where those stripes are located that I painted originally. Like that. And then up in here, just going to curl this around a little bit like that. And then it's starting to look like that tiger striped kitty cat. Happy New Year, Babs. And then up in here, I'm going to use the same color for the ears on the tips. Also going to add a few little extra fluffs up in there and then over here on the curve. And then where the hat comes down, I'm going to pull down a few little bitty scribbles where the stripes might be on the head. And I'm going to use this same color for the mouth and the cheeks. And then in the ear, I'm going to add a few little tufts of fur with this same color. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing here.
Should I keep my avatar?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm probably going to give it, well, I did white on this guy for the whiskers, and it's so darn cute. But I'm debating if I'm going to do white on this one for the whiskers or black, or maybe even brown. And then I'm going to use this to kind of sharpen up the corners and curves. Just under here. And I'm going to scribble a little bit under here, real soft, not as an intended stripe, but just kind of to blend it a little bit. I'm also going to use it in here around the white chest to give it some fur.
Do you see this tall tree?
And then I'm going to do it around the face as well. Though I might use gold. Between that, I'm going to use that brown, this gold, and then I have another brown. So I might flip back and forth between these two. Three. Like even in here, I could go in a little bit darker on some of these stripes in different spots. You can kind of decide where that goes and how detailed you. Even in here, I could go in a little bit darker on some of these stripes in different spots. You can kind of decide where that goes and how detailed you want it to be. Like even in here, like I can go in with this gold and do kind of the same thing. And in here using, oops, I don't know if you can see that. Going in here with this gold and doing the same thing and just like softening up these shadow areas. And then if I want to blend in with water later, I'll just do it right now and I'll show you. So because these are watercolor pencils, they blend and it just moves it around so you can see what that does.
But yeah, I want to do it with you, so stay there.
And it just gives this lovely little extra texture and softness. But since I did it down here, I'm definitely going to do it down here too. In its little cheeks. And definitely in here a little bit more. And definitely in the ears. And then blending and blending. Like that. And it's looking a bit more yellow than I want it to. Right, it looks more like fur now because of that scribble. And because of the pencil. I do feel like the pencil does a whole lot. Let's go in. I did not put that yellow in the nose, so I should probably make sure that that kind of matches at least a little bit. And then I'm probably going to go back in a little bit with some white over the top because I don't want it to really be a yellow kitty. I do want it to be a white and orange kitty. And I just realized my clip came off. I wasn't paying attention. So with these sketchbooks, I do use clips to hold them down, but the big ones are nice and easy and don't feel overwhelming to use clips at all. I just dropped the lid. Okay. Bleed Proof White, Dr. P.H. Martin watercolor. And just be mindful, it is wonderful, but if you leave the jar off the top, it will get crusty on the inside. So I'm going to go in over the top and just add a little bit of white and then blend that out.
Come back here.
I'm going to put it in here too, in the label.
I have one. You can't steal mine.
Like that, just to give it some highlights. And then I'm going to go in and just kind of spread and move.
I'm trying.
So it's a little bit more blended. It doesn't look so,
But you're losing.
I don't know, contrasty. Like I still want it in there for the highlights.
Hey!
Like it still feels authentic, but I just want to make sure it looks also realistic. Guys, volume. Sebastian, you specifically. And then I'm deciding, we're definitely going to need to put black in here. I want to sharpen it all up a little bit. Okay. What colors am I using next? I'm going to do a little bit with this hat. I'm just going to sharpen up the corners and edges with some color. I'm not going to do too much here because I'm going to go in with some sparkle pen because it's New Year's. Every New Year's needs some sparkle. I am going to create just some extra details. Hi, Tablista. In the decorations. We'll use those to help us later. I'm going to add a little bit more pink to the nose. That was too much. So I'm going to lift it out. I don't want it to be that pink. So I'm just going to move that up a little bit. The problem is I already put black watercolor pencil in here. So I'm just going to keep lifting and go back and redo that whole section. Just be careful you don't want to overwork anything because if you do, you are going to ruin the paper. You'll start to lift. It'll kind of get linty and you don't want that either. It doesn't need a lot. This is not black. Oh, there's the black. While that stuff is drying, I'm going to start labeling and outlining some of the other parts. So this over here, overworking. I'm going to put 20, 26. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of a thick side on that number. And then I'm going to have it kind of come down like this, right in between, like there's a hole connecting everything. I got to move this up without dropping my paints everywhere. Like this. Up. And then you've got your little banner. You can outline it if you want, just a little bit. Never over outline. It takes away from everything else you already did. So in here, I'm going to start to go in with this black. Before I do, I want to go in and do the little whiskery dots in that kitty cheek. Like that. And then I'm going to go in with even the lighter yellow and do the same thing. Go the little whisker polka dots. And then I do think that the rim around the cat's eyes is usually lighter, which is kind of a hard thing to think about. Let me go in and just put in those nostrils again. I'm going to add the bottom here. I'm just going to go around it a little bit. I'm just going to sharpen things up with my black. And I'm going to add some little lines to indicate the fur. I'm not outlining everything. I'm going to do this nose though. There we go. The beauty of mixed media is areas that don't look as sharp in watercolor, you can fix with tools like this. You can start to give the fur vibe that maybe you couldn't see as well with your watercolor. I'm going to come back in here. It also speeds up the process if you have a little bit of ADHD like I probably do. Because you don't have to wait for it to dry every time. That way works pretty well, actually. Let me see if I can... Ooh, that does work pretty well. All right, so I'm going to use that to create some soft little hairs in the little white parts of this kitty cat, including up through here. And then I'm going to go back with my black. And I'm going to go up into the bottle and just outline some of the bits and pieces. And then I'm going to actually go to the label, outline some of that. And I feel like these are the details that bring it all together, right? Those eyes need something else. Let me see if I can add some of this limey green. I might add some shimmer to the eyes as well. And then I'm going to go to the other side and add this yellow gold. It's not super obvious, but it might be a bit more helpful later on. I'm going to actually grab this again, and I'm going to use it for the eyeball to add a highlight. And then I think I'm actually going to do white whiskers. So let's do a highlight here.
Oh yeah, I'm spectating the trade.
In the same spot
I'm giving 100.
on the other side.
Oh wait, she's trading. She said
Just like that.
starting to trade. Yeah.
Okay. Add a little bit to the top of the nose here. Smoosh that up. I'm looking to see if I need it anywhere else in this one. Oh, the whiskers. Right. The whiskers. Oh, thanks, Sage and Soul. Oh, are you talking to me, Bailey? I'm actually not an art teacher in real life. I'm only an art teacher on TikTok. So here comes the whiskers, which are so darn cute. Like that. And then over here. Guys, I'm just really trying to be so much better about doing sketchbooks. Why is it the whiskers just bring it all together? Doesn't it look so much better? I'm going to add it to his eyebrows too.
Wait. Is it giving good?
And I think they should probably be a little bit longer. Like this should definitely be a little bit longer. Okay. Like that. Oh my gosh, it looks so much better with those whiskers. Oh, that's the sweet spot right there. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, so guys, if you don't know who Sage and Soul Art is, that is Mystical Priestess. She changed her name to something that felt more authentic to who she is now versus when she created that handle. So if you're not following her, or you have been following her and you're curious as to who that is the amazing Mystical Priestess, who is now Sage and Soul Art. Right? The whiskers are everything. The whiskers just popped that baby right off the page. Okay. And because I feel really good about that, I think I'm going to move now into, I'm going to do something really fun on this bottle. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to sharpen this first. Because my handwriting is trash. Well, I'm good at caps. It's the lowercase and cursive stuff that's not my jam. So, but these wine bottles are always super fancy. I'm going to make some really big cursive letter. I don't know what it is. And then create some sort of like messy little possibly cursive text. And then underneath it, do something that looks like it's like small text under it that's intentional. And it looks like a fancy wine bottle label without getting into whatever it's called. No one's going to know. No one's going to try and read it. And if they do, they're going to be sorely disappointed. I'm going to come down here and just add a little bit more darkness to these whiskers. Just a little bit. Where they kind of pop in. Yes. And here too. Just where they come into the fur to give them a little bit of shadow in there. Oh, so happy. If you've ever created before, you have those moments where you're like, okay, things are going well, or okay, I don't think this is going well, or is this going well? Like you're going to experience all those feelings in one art sitting. It's going to happen. So don't give up. Keep going. I have found more than anything else, if I just keep going, even if I'm not happy, I will usually discover something from the experience, or I might be really happy with the result. That often happens. It's so cute. So cute. Okay. I'm going to go in with some shimmers. You guys know I love my shimmers, which is weird because I never used to love shimmers at all. But I'll post the shimmer pens that I'm using. I'm going to post the cheaper ones. Because really, if you're just starting out and you just want to try things, it's a great set to try. All right, I'm going to use gold for sure. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use pink for sure. Let me see. We're going to use, I feel like I moved my pinks out over there. I almost brought my shimmer pens with me on my trip, but they're so heavy because there's so many of them that I was like, okay, Christine, you settle down. You don't need to take shimmer pens with you. And I didn't. I did not need to take shimmer pens with me at all. Okay. We'll do that pink. What else? Maybe this orange. Ooh, and I want to grab a green and maybe a yellow. Yeah, so we'll do this green and we'll use it for the eyes. So we'll go with 5. We'll go with 5. And we're really going to use it for mostly the decoration on the outside. So let's start with this gold color. And I'm just going to go ahead and outline some of these little confetti bits. And I'm just going to shade some of it in and then smush with my finger. I'm going to get a little shine on my finger. Extra razzle dazzle, as it were. And smoosh and move. You know, I did think about it. I legit did absolutely think about it and pack it up. And then I was like, dude, I can't. It's too heavy. My bag couldn't hold it. And I actually felt like I was very happy with what I took because I probably wouldn't have used them. I ended up using these watercolor pencils the entire time. And then I realized when I got there, I did not have a pencil sharpener. And my daughter wanted to create art with me, which was such a wonderful experience. The two of us would go off into another part of the ship and just play together and draw and create. And it was such a cute little bonding experience for us. And my other daughter, she and I went shopping together because that's our bonding experience, is going shopping. Everything. French horns. I didn't think about that. I should bring that next time. Okay, so there's the sparkle. Okay. And you're going to see it in the hat too. So like up here, the sun is kind of disappearing on me, but you're going to see it in all these little decorations. So let me grab this pink. And we're going to see. So this pink is going to look like this. It's going to be a pretty significantly bright pink. Let's put it over the top here and see how that looks. It's pretty bright. Like that. I'm just going to shade that in. I'm going to do it here. And I don't have to keep making it thicker. I can do it as thin or as thick as I want, or I could make the thick part over here. Play and discover. Kind of like that. So I just darkened up his little hat a little bit. And then maybe in here, I did stars with the one over on this side. You see that? I really like that. I might do that here as well. Do I do it in the pink? Yes. Yes, Christine, definitely do it in the pink. And then over here, teacher stars, teacher stars. Every time I'm like, wait, Christine, what are you doing? Teacher stars. Like that. So you guys can see teacher star, just fill it in. Teacher star, start, don't finish it, add a little hand. Kind of like that. And I don't think I'm going to use this pink again. Maybe I will, but I'll use it in like the little spiral confettis.
Where are you?
Did you finish? Did you finish, Alexis? Did you make it? Do you want to come on here and share it, or do you just want to show me later? Yeah, we're going to do that one again. Slice. And underneath. What am I doing? Hold on, hold on. Yes, razzle dazzle it up. Bye, Aduma. Oh, yay, he's made. So 24 is a good pack, right? I mean, do I need 100? No, you don't need 100. You don't. I have the 24 pack, and I have the 72 pack, and I have the 50 pack because I don't need any of them, but I love them. Have I used all of the colors? No. If you're just starting off and you just want to play, I think the 24 pack is lovely and just fine. If you want more than play, if you want to like soak yourself up in the razzle dazzle, then do it because you're going to love it so much, I promise you. But if you're just trying to explore and figure out what's for you, do not feel obligated to do the full razzle dazzle. I did not think I was a razzle dazzle kind of girl. And then I got the 24 pack and I ended up buying the other packs because I got the 24 pack. What I will say is no pack is the same. I don't think any of the pens that I have match any of the other pens that I have in other packs. And some of them are not razzle dazzle. Like I think the 50 set that I have has neons. It has some sparkle. It has some metallics. It has some pastels. The 50 pack has a bunch of different types, which is fun. All right, let's go into the bottle. I'm just going to add a little bit of green sparkle and then smush it out and blend it out with my finger, just so it has a little bit of shine when it's least expected. I'm also going to go into this eye and add a little razzle dazzle like that. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good, guys. I don't know that I need anything else. The only downside to any of the sets that I have found, this is the only downside I have, and I'm just being really honest with you, no black shimmer, none. I don't know why that is. I wish there was a black shimmer. They do have black, but no black shimmer. I don't know what that's about. They need to be better. That's the only thing I wish they had, and I have yet to find a black shimmer in any of their collections. That being said, I just recently bought a Lily, what is it? A Lilisinka black silver shimmery paint that I expect to use a lot more because I just see myself using it. Like even here, I would totally put more silver on this if it actually had language on it that mattered. It doesn't because I literally just threw some sloppy cursive signature on there, but... Okay, I journal and also have a pen fetish. Oh, well. Need Schmeed is right. Need Schmeed. I'll pin the other ones that I have if you want, just to show you, because I'm not going to deny you what your soul needs. Okay, let me see. So I do have this one. This is the 72. The deal on this one right now, and just so you know, shipping is free on all of them. It doesn't matter what size you get, free shipping. And you do get a $7 off coupon if you spend over 50, which this would be over 50. And then what's the other one I posted? Did I post the other one? I think I did. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's the mixed special. This one's fun. This one doesn't have all of the shimmers, but it does have lots of different ones. So it has like the neons. It has a black and a white. It has what they call the macaron set. It has what's called the glitter set, the metallic set, the glitter neon set. There's lots more choices in this one. And then this one is over 50, so you would still get $7 off on this one. It's a little cheaper. You don't get as many pens. And if you're a pen person and you don't care about glitter, you want all the pens, this is a good one to start with. I say start. It's expensive, but it's worth it for me. Because like I said, I bought the 24 set and then I bought the 72 set because I love them so much. And then I reached out to the company and said, hey, I wouldn't mind taking your mixed special and trying it out. And they were like, yeah, cool, you can have it. I'm like, sweet. So that's what I did. That's what I did. But I'm using the one that I bought right now. I forgot to decorate or outline the horns, so that's what I'm doing. And I think it's done. I'm going to go in here a few more times just to make sure I've outlined everything. Because if I have anything that I really do try and push for people is it's important to make sure that there's balance. So if you outline somewhere, make sure you outlined a little bit everywhere, like even up in here. I definitely want a few more outlines. You see, you can't even see what I'm doing.
No, I don't.
Oh, do you want to come on? Did you? Ooh. Okay, that sounds amazing. Wait, is April here? Where is she? Hi, April.
Yeah, you should give me one because I overpaid for it.
Oh, the tuxedo cat is a doll. I just love him so much.
Because we're best friends.
April, I love my art so much. It is so precious. Is it here? Do I have it? Guys, look what April sent me.
Oh, how's it really good?
Look what April sent me. Isn't she the best? I love the purple blueberries on it. It's so beautiful. Gosh, it does give pen pal vibes. When you're sending happy mail to each other, it gives such pen pal vibes, and I am here for it. Right? Oh, my cruise was great, though admittedly very rocky in the beginning. So I did suffer from some nausea for sure at the beginning. Plus, we were also fighting the stomach bug just before we left, and that sucked a whole lot. But the cruise itself was wonderful. The service was wonderful. Fun was had by all. I would do it again. I would do it again. It felt like a vacation. Like we weren't rushing anywhere, except when we got home. Coming home sucked. But beyond that, it was pretty good. Okay. And I think it's done, friends. I think our little orange boy is done. And I'm going to say he's giving boy vibes. I mean, it could be a girl, but I'm going to go with boy on this one. And I love the whiskers. Why did I never do white whiskers before? It's everything. It does everything. I know. So I don't know if you guys can see the sparkles. Let me zoom. Zooming is better than moving things closer. Do you see the sparkles in that kitty eye? Right on the right-hand side. There it is. See? Just a little. You don't need a lot. Just a little. He looks even better up close. Gosh, I love being proud about the art that I do. That's what makes this all worth it. I couldn't have painted this a year ago or 5 years ago. Definitely not 5 years ago, but cutie cutes. Now, I will be back tomorrow. I am painting... What am I painting? Oh, I'm doing a polar bear tutorial tomorrow. And I think I'm doing that at noon. Yes, noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you'd like to come back, I will be here. Right? What a difference. It makes everything happen. The detail does everything. And this was from my Facebook Live earlier today. And then just to give you some perspective, this is what I made yesterday. So just look at the difference. Like how much better this looks after just a few practices. And this doesn't look bad, but this looks so much better. Practice is everything, friends. Practice and passion. All right. I think that's it. So I'll be back tomorrow. And then also I did want to mention just super briefly, I am going to start curating some of my videos, my instructional videos, like the slow down, not fast kind of things over on Patreon soon. So if you're ever interested, just keep your eyeballs open. I'm not going to be loading all the things that I do over there. Just a couple of, maybe 3 or 4 a month. And yeah, so I just wanted you guys to know and keep your eyeballs open if you're interested in that. So that feels very new and very fresh for me, and I'm excited about it. So, all right. So I love him, and I love him, and they're my favies. I'm so glad I made them. No. I will, April. I absolutely will. I'm working on painting an old building in New Orleans. I jumped from wreaths to bricks and hard. I love bricks. Bricks are so fun. Yeah, me too. I'm so glad you were here, Sage. Practice makes progress, 100%. Yes, I would love to see it. Okay, I'm going to scoot, guys, and go figure out what the heck we're doing tonight for Din-Dins. You guys are the best. I love you all. I'll post the replay over on YouTube if you're interested in watching this whole thing all over again. Have an amazing New Year's, and I will see you again tomorrow if you're around, noon Eastern Standard Time. Polar bears. Bye, guys. Eastern Standard Time. Happy New Year.